Hello traders, it's Tommy here from Nikos Trading Academy and welcome in our next weekly Forex Forecast. I will start from Aussie Yen, which is still struggling with the resistance level. I've been saying about this pair for a couple of weeks and we are still more or less around the same area. If you follow the previous videos, we were discussing about possible sales scenarios and we see that we had some small reaction already, but price didn't continue to fall. But it was like a false breakout and we hit another retest of this area. So let's check what we have on the weekly, and of course we know that we had this huge spike. Right now price is retracing. The weekly resistance level is somewhere around this point with the 36 EMA, which gives us nice opportunity for possible continuation if price reach this level, but we might also have this retracement to the 12 and another possible down move. We also have trend line, so we might even get a little bit bigger retracement back to this and then bounce. If we look for the daily, we still know that we have this resistance level on the daily, and we see how price is right now fighting with this area plus 36 EMA, and we had our short possible short daily 1 to 3, so that's why we were waiting for possible setups and entries. Unfortunately there was nothing special on the lower time frames to jump into the sells. If price decide to continue to go down, we can easily try to target those previous lows, which are somewhere around this area with the maybe support combination, which is still here. Yeah, so we have possible targets. If price decide to break this area, then we can look for possible long entries to trade in the bigger retracement from the weekly chart, and then target the resistance and the trend line. So the approach is exactly the same like on the previous videos, because we are still around the same area here. So let's check the 4-hour chart, and what we have is that price is, you see it's bouncing again on the tops. We had this opportunity here, a double top, price went down, but we didn't have continuation. If we check right now, we can draw this line here. So the best idea in this case is simply wait for price to break out those two levels, and if we see that price is breaking, then we can take longs, target this area, and then of course here we can look for the sells and target this support level. And that's as long as price is here, I'm not interested to trade this pair. I wait patiently for breakouts, and then of course we can just slowly go to the lower time frames and wait for some nice setups here or here and take the action. So we still wait on this pair. Next pair is CAD CHF. What we have on the weekly chart is short, weekly short 1 to 3 back to the 36 EMA. So we might get bounce and possible continuation. We also have trend line, which is a little bit away from our current price. This is the first line which we have with at least 3 touches, and also we have line here. So we see that price still we might get some false breakouts, but like we had in the past, but also if price decide to break this, we might get bigger retracement back to this line, which can also provide us possible bounce scenario. Plus we have the resistance level here, so we see that this area is still good for price for this bigger retracement. But right now again we have the short 1 to 3, so we might get continuation, but we need to wait for price to break out this line first, then we can easily try to target even those previous lows here as a support area. So when we go to the lower time frames, like a daily chart, we know, okay, this is our line to look for the possible sells, but we need to wait for breakout first, and then short entries and try to manage the pair here. Or for intraday traders, we see that price is making right now double top. So after breakout of this zone, we can look for longs and try to target this trend line and even this area here if price decide to create bigger retracement. So when we go to the 4-hour chart, exactly like on the previous pair, we can just adjust a little bit our lines here, and we will see, okay, price is struggling. So the best way again on this pair is to simply wait for possible breakouts in both direction, long and short scenarios. So we just simply wait. More aggressive traders can look for retracement back to this area, the 36 and the trend line, and if you see that price is not breaking this line but is bouncing and is trying to go up again, what you can do around this area, you can look for possible long scenarios, but your target should be on the highs, because we still might be stuck in this range here. So this is also important. In case of the breakout, then you will get really nice entry, but remember to manage the pair on the resistance level, which is here, by taking possible long scenarios on this trend line here. If we check the Renko charts, it looks more or less the same. We see that price was going in the nice move with the 1 to 3s in between. We also have trend line on the Renko chart. We also have this double bottom on the top on the Renko charts, and then of course we would like to wait for breakouts of those two areas. If we check to the lower settings like M6, we have to adjust a little bit our line. Then again, exactly the same situation. We would like to see breakout of those two areas, or again, if you see that price is reaching this level, go to the lower settings on the Renko charts and look for possible long scenarios to target those highs. So in this case, a classic and Renko chart looks more or less the same, so you can choose if you want to trade on the Renkos or on the classic time frame. GPCAT weekly time frame, a little bit tricky pair, but if we check, we had this range here. Price was spiking, it was in the range. We had this false breakout here, and then price retraced again. We also can draw some trend line here, so it was range with the trend line combination. Right now it looks like price is breaking this, so we might have possible continuation for a up move. The next resistance on the weekly is here, so we can start to focus on possible, in my opinion, a little bit aggressive scenarios to take the longs. Aggressive because if we check, we also have some resistance around this zone, and price is right now spiking on this area. If we zoom out a little bit on the daily chart, you will see this, that price had some reactions around this zone, also this spike, and then bigger retracement. So that's why this would be a little bit more aggressive. But if we wait for bigger retracement, for example on the daily chart, and we will see that price is not going down but is bouncing and is going up, we can definitely focus on the long entries on the GAP-CAT. Then your main goal should be here, but you can also watch the pair around those previous highs to see if we don't have another possible bounce scenario. So I would wait for the bigger retracement right now to see that this is not false breakout, but we might have confirmation. We can also check what price is making on the lower time frames, but lower time frames right now are not giving us nice scenarios. We see that price just broke this resistance and right now is ranging. So again, if we see, okay, price is making some wedge here, we will not have bigger retracement on the daily chart, but price will play around here again. If you see that price is breaking those highs, then you can go to the lower time frames and look for possible long scenarios on the 1 hour chart, for example. Yes, if you get the 1 to 3 above, you can look for longs. And I wouldn't focus on the sells right now, only for the longs with the breakout. GBP Swiss franc, what we have on the weekly chart, price broke the 36 EMA. I was focusing on the sells, but price just broke this, went up and reached our resistance area on the weekly chart. We see this. This might be also possible continuation of this trend line breakout, and price will continue to go up to the next resistance, which is here. But we might also get like a false breakout, and price will go again to retest the previous lows, which were here, and maybe we'll have like a range around this zone. So what is planned for this pair? I would just wait. There are two scenarios. We can take aggressive trades on the lower time frames, we'll show you, and trade in this bigger retracement to maybe to 36 with the trend line. or we just patiently wait for bigger retracement, and if we get the daily long 1 to 3 something like this, then we can look for the longs again, target this area. In case of the breakout, we have another target. So this is more conservative way to trade. So let's see, let's check the lower time frames to see what we might have on the to trade in the aggressive mode against this main move. We have the volatility line here, the trend line. So first we have to wait, of course, for the trend line breakout, and then if you see this, you can take the short entries. First we would like to achieve the win-win scenario around the 36 EMA, and then if price decide to go down, we can look for another target, which is of course the 36 EMA on the daily chart. Yes, so we go to the 1 hour time frame. Right now we see that if we zoom out, we have this nice line and price is bouncing on this line. So we have two ways: simply wait for breakouts and then focus on the sells. We can also look for the lower time frames. So if we go, for example, to the 15-minute chart, again we can wait for the breakouts. If you see breakout, look for the setup and then look for the sells. We know the targets, or because price was bouncing every single time we had the bounces and price was going up, we can still look for the longs, but this will be late. Yes, we see, okay, we have like 600, almost 700 pip move, but if we check, still we have possible retest of those highs, so this might be like 100 pips. So for the intraday traders, if you see that, okay, price is not breaking this but is bouncing again and is trying to go up, what we can do, we can go to the 5-minute time frame, and if you see that price is breaking this line, is making the setup, then you can easily look for possible long entries and trade still with this main move. But you need to lower the risk and remember that this is late entry and you are on the resistance right now. Yes, but we always know that this is like kind of the area of the resistance, so price can do some spikes and false breakouts. If we check on the Renko charts, this is M12 settings. Also on this time, on this box size, you will see that price was making really nice 1 to 3s, was going really smoothly. So every single here we had opportunity to catch the long scenarios, and it will be exactly the same like we discussed on the classic time frame. Yes, if we see that price is breaking, we can look for the sells. If we see that price is bouncing, then we can take the longs. How we can do this? We can go, for example, to M6 settings. Of course, we have to adjust the trend line on the Renkos, and then on the M6 you can look for the short entries here. Yes, you wait for M6 1 to 3, then you can take the sells. Another opportunity, like we said, is to look for long entries and take the opportunities for buys. But we need to go even to the lower settings like M3, and you just simply wait to see that price is breaking this line and is making the scenario here on the M3. Then you can take longs and again take the buys, manage the pair on the previous highs. But this is the opportunity for only lower, really low time frames, in this case M3 Renko size, and of course on the 5-minute 15-minute maximum to take the longs because it's late. Cable, we had the nice move recently, and finally we had some volatility and price went up, broke our 36 EMA on the weekly chart. We see we had this line, price broke it, and if we check right now, price is the resistance might be somewhere around this area here, so we still have some room to go. Of course, our support level is here on the weekly chart with those previous lows. So we might get again possible after this big move here, we might get bigger retracement. Next resistance in this case is somewhere around this area. So when we check the daily chart, we see that price was retesting those highs in the past. But because price is moving up, we can easily wait for the daily retracement back to the 36, back to the trend line, and from this area we can look for longs. And we would like to manage the pair here. We still might have possible scenario that price will continue to move to the resistance, we can unzoom a little bit on the daily chart, and we will see that this is good resistance level. If we check in the past, price had some reactions. We might get continuation of this up move. So if you see that price is going up, is not retracing, what you can do, you can look for the sells around this area. If we see that price is struggling, it's not breaking, and look for the sell entries to target the 36 on the daily and this trend line. And then if price decide to bounce, you close the sells and look for longs again if we see the reaction. So again, if we check the lower time frames, right now what we still can do is to wait for this retracement on the 4-hour chart with the trend line combination and still look for longs, because the pressure is for the longs. I would focus to sells only on the resistance, because right now we still might get the continuation. So for now it's better to get the bigger retracement for our chart. Look for the lower time frames, 1 hour, 15 minute on the profit zone, 36 trend line, look for longs. And if we look for the 1 hour chart, let's see what we have there. And on the 1 hour we see that price is making the nice 1 to 3s for us. We have trend line also on the 1 hour time frame, so exactly the same. We would like to look for breakout. We go to the 15 minute, for example, and look for the 1 to 3s here. So right now we wait for long scenarios. And if we look for the Renko charts, we also see on the Renko that price is moving smoothly. So right now we need to see on the M12 bigger retracement back to the 36 here and back to the trend line, which is here. Then on the lower settings like M3, M6, we can look still for the longs and target our resistance. And if we go to the M6, we will see that price is retracing. So on the Renko charts right now we need to wait a little bit, maybe longer, like on the 4-hour chart, to get the price here, and then we can start to focus on the longs. Yes, so please remember to wait at least for this bigger retracement. If somebody is trading only on the Renkos, wait for the M12 and then look for the long scenarios. New Zealand dollar, US dollar is still on the resistance. Here we see this, and if we look, we also have trend line here, so we have a room for possible bigger retracement. The next resistance on the weekly chart is here, so we have nice combination. We had opportunity to look for the sells after the short 1 to 3 bounce, but price just spiked and went up again. So it doesn't look that price wants to continue to go down, but maybe we'll get like a higher low on the weekly chart and price will continue to go up to retest this area here. So if we take closer look on the lower time frames, we can draw also this line. We will get the let's check the daily chart. So what we have on the daily, we have this line, and we also had this breakout. We had this 1 to 3 here. This was like if we go to the weekly, this could be a weekly long 1 to 3, but we don't have confirmation yet. Yes, we were focusing on the sells because there was signal for the sells, but because price didn't continue and we have higher low, this might be like a 1 to 3 on the weekly chart and possible continuation. So we had this option to look for a possible buys here, but if someone is not in, what we can do, we can just again with, in my opinion, also with low risk, because it's not clear, we can just look for possible long scenarios. It's not clear because we have resistance area here and price still might struggle a lot here, and then maybe will continue to go down. So that's why we would like to lower the risk in case if we would like to take the longs, but it looks like we might have something. So I'm watching right now this and I need to see how price will react around this area, and then maybe long scenarios are good. And to look for the sells, I would wait for this trendline breakout, and then we can look for the sells. We also have some support level here as we can see on the daily chart, so it will be better to look for breakout of this area and then look for short scenarios again. Yeah, so right now we wait for that. You can try to take this on the 4-hour chart or wait for the 4-hour chart retracement and then look for lower time frame scenarios. USDN USDN is what we have. We have support level here. Of course, another one is lower here, where we had this huge spike. Price might be in this big range here, between those two levels. Right now, after the spike, price is retracing, but we see that on the weekly we don't have much volatility. The next resistance possible scenario for bounce, it's here with the 36 EMA. We see some spikes touches. It's more visible on the daily chart, but what we have here is like a big move, and right now price is making like a short daily 1 to 3, but we need to see volatility to look for the sells. I right now focus on the sells. We still might have this bigger retracement to the 36, and whenever you see that price is holding the 36, it's not going up, but it's holding the 36 EMA and is breaking later on this trend line, you can look for the sells, target this support level and even this one. The price plan to continue to go lower. Right now we have to wait. We see that price of course broke the line, but we don't have volatility, so it's not so obvious if we see continuation. What I would like to see, we see that price broke this and is ranging, so we need to wait a little bit, because what else we might have, it's like we also can draw the line like this. So price might also bounce and will go up again, especially that we didn't have this retest of the 36 EMA. So I would just wait. For me it's a little bit too early to jump in. I would just wait for this opportunity here and then start to look for the sells on the USDN again. And the last pair is gold. I was also discussing this in the previous videos, so we'll do it really quickly. Of course, we know resistance level. Price is right now also on the resistance. We have this price was struggling here, support level here, another support, smaller one for possible retracement after bouncing on the resistance was here with the 36. We also had this trend line here. Yeah, so everything is on the place. Right now it looks like price is breaking. We were discussing some opportunities to look for the sells, and we had something. Right now we have the line, and we said, okay, because price was struggling, we said that we might get the sells opportunity and target the trend line with the 36 EMA. We had small move here, like 160, 170 points, but price didn't reach exactly our 36 and the trend line. And this might happen in case of the retracements. And when the trend is strong, we not always have bigger retracement to our profit zone. Sometimes you see price was bouncing on the 12 and then we see the reaction. Because we had this reaction, it looks like we might get breakout of this area. What we can do, we can simply wait for retracements right now and look for longs if this is not the false breakout. Yes, we can look for longs and target the next resistance level. Also, when we check the lower time frames like 1 hour chart, you can wait for this bigger retracement here to the 36 EMA, and with the steep long 1 to 3 you can look for longs. If this is a false breakout, I wouldn't touch this pair. I would just, again, if we see that this is false breakout, price is going down again, wait again for clean breakout of the highs or clean breakout of the 36 with the trend line, look for the sells and then target this area. Okay guys, so that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course if you have any questions, feel free to contact with us. We are here to help you and answer to all your questions. So enjoy your week and talk to you soon. Bye.